Welcome to England, a small island in the north of Europe and part of the United Kingdom, sharing its borders with Scotland and Wales. England is filled with rich history, beautiful landscapes, and it's full of interesting stories to tell. Let's take a brief look into some of this land's beauty, history, and its inhabitants. We start this journey in the most westerly point of the country. This beautiful coastline meets the wild currents of the Atlantic, commonly known as the Gulf Stream. These currents not only contribute to England's climate, but they also bring with them a swell that blesses the coasts with waves that surfers love to enjoy. It comes at no surprise that Cornwall is the surfing capital of England. Many locals of Cornwall are deeply connected to the water that surrounds them. When they are not riding the waves, you'll find them engaging in a peculiar practice known as cold water submersion. Seeking out hidden tidal pools, they immerse themselves in icy waters, a ritual claimed to offer an array of health benefits, along with the electrifying sensation that leaves you invigorated. For those who prefer to keep dry, they enjoy the outdoors and epic scenery in other forms. With the fresh sea breeze in their hair, you'll find friends catching up over a sunset walk or chilling out and embracing the embers glow around the fire in the evenings. Moving from the wild Atlantic coast to the wild, bustling streets of England's capital, London. London is at the heart of England, with over 9 million inhabitants. It's a mega city with a rich diversity of architecture, from the likes of Tower Bridge and Westminster's Big Ben dating back as far as the 10th century, to the contrasting modern architecture of the Shard and the quirky Gherkin, which were built in the 2000s. You'll find all walks of life in London, whether it's a coming together in crowds to witness a fantastic street performance, or to watch our women almost bring it home during the Women's World Cup football final, which had everyone on the edge of their seats. Displays like this are just an example of our nation's love for spectator sports, with many of the globally loved sports originating in England. London isn't the only place with historical and cultural relevance. To the west, you'll find a beautiful city called Bath, with many historical buildings preserved that date back as far as the 18th century, one of which was home to the famous novelist Jane Austen. Bath features a very interesting and innovative Roman bath which utilises geothermal activity and its heating properties beneath the surface to heat the water to over 40 degrees. This was built by the Romans back in the 1st century. the likes of who occupied England for centuries, leaving in their wake a network of roads, towns, plants, new religions, and a way of reading and counting. When asked to picture an English village, I'm sure many will imagine picturesque cottages built centuries ago. And there's a reason for this, because these beautiful buildings can still be found in England. There is the two stunning limestone villages, Castleton in the Peak District and Castle Combe in the Cotswolds, where it feels as if you have stepped into a time machine. In Castle Combe, for instance, there are no overhead power cables, and the last building was erected in the 17th century, perfectly freezing it in time. And of course, featuring an iconic red telephone box from a pre-internet era of simpler times. Moving on from the busy streets to the beautiful wildlife found in this country. While some are hard to spot and hide away, there's always beauty to be found. From the red stags emerging from the mist to the iconic robin with its big red chest. England is home to a rich and diverse collection of wildlife found all over the country. Now, contrary to popular belief, England is not entirely flat. Here in the north, you'll find stunning rolling hills of the Peak District and the epic mountains and serene lakes of the Lake District. Here we are in the Lake District, which is home to the tallest mountains in England at almost 1,000 metres tall. You'll find thrilling scrambles like this one on Striding Edge, where many locals and tourists alike travel to experience the unique feeling of hiking in the mountains. As you climb up, you are reminded of how small we truly are in relation to the sheer scale of the elements this world can offer. When exploring England, you'll find nods to the Industrial Revolution and the country's mining history, with various mines and caves dotted all over the country. This stunning cave in particular is an old slate mine dating back to the 16th century, where miners would use dynamite to blast holes like this one to extract the materials needed. A stark reminder of the tough working conditions many faced. Now, while England has an abundance of history, something that is more modern and aligning with the liberal views present in England is Pride, a month-long celebration of acceptance and unity of the LGBT community. This festival takes place all over the country, and in fact the world. And here we are in Brighton, where the first marches took place back in 1972. It wouldn't be a film about England if we didn't have a spot of rain. But that didn't deter this Pride March. With the streets filled with vibrant crowds, the music's pumping all the way from early Saturday through till Sunday evening, through multiple sunsets with great energy all round. We've touched on the architectural past of England, with buildings dating back as far as the 1st century. So let's explore some of the geological features present here in England. The Jurassic Coast is a coastline that stretches for almost 100 miles along the south of the country, with iconic shapes formed from coastal erosion and unique chalk cliffs that stand at over 250 feet tall. The rocks, fossils and landforms of the Jurassic Coast reveal 185 million years of the Earth's history, and is definitely something to be cherished. England's narrative is etched into every nook and cranny of its landscape, from ancient baths to modern skyscrapers, from historic villages to vibrant pride celebrations, and from towering peaks to awe-inspiring coastlines. The beauty and the history of England are interwoven. Together, they form a rich tapestry of experiences that beckon travellers to explore its diverse and captivating plains. England, a land where the past and present unite in harmony and invite you to immerse yourself in its endless wonders.